Hey everybody, NECAT and our super crew of teenagers are here at the Hendersonville Arts Council. Executive Director Dan Titcomb is going to show us around and tell us all the things they do for teens and adults throughout the region.
Come on in.
It's our Nashville.
It's our Nashville.
It's Crystal Nashville.
It's our Nashville.
It's our Nashville.
It's
To talk about our organization during meetings, but what about the chance encounter of a lifetime? You never know who may share your next elevator, notice your logo on a notebook or a tote bag, and ask what you do. What's the clearest, most persuasive thing you can say in a short elevator ride?
The Hendersonville Arts Council has been around for over 40 years, and we provide arts after-school programs for children. We provide summer art and film camps for children. And I would also tell her that we give the children exhibiting opportunities throughout the Middle Tennessee region, and that we're also an arts and cultural resource for our community. And we are probably the biggest resource for that for our community, and we are constantly striving to improve and receive additional exposure for it, because not a lot of people really know about it.
What is Hendersonville Arts Council? What does it do?
Well, first of all, we believe that the arts should be accessible to everyone. So we invite everybody ages 6 to 65 to come and participate in the arts. We have rotating exhibits year-round. We have plenty of classes. We even have studio space if you want to bring a brush and a canvas.
There you go.
And we've got the easel all set up for you. We do a lot of community events as well, free concerts for the community. So we try to give back as much as we are given.
Cool. Cool. If I may just say one sentence only, how could
Sure.
you get it into one sentence what Hendersonville Arts Council does?
What Hendersonville Arts Council does in one sentence would be we promote, we educate, and we provide opportunities in the arts for our community.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Every community should have that.
Yes.
You know,
And we're very fortunate that Hendersonville and City Hall established that over 40 years ago.
That's amazing. 40 years ago, Hendersonville wasn't pressed right up on top of Nashville the way it is now. Both cities have grown and expanded until they touch, essentially, and it's one large community almost from here to there. But 40 years ago, that was pretty cool foresight to think, okay, we want these arts opportunities for young people and all people here, so let's get started.
Yes, and in 1975, Hendersonville had some really great artists itself. They had Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, the grandfather of bluegrass music, Bill Monroe, and plenty of others. So
Creators,
yeah.
artists.
Makers.
Makers,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the buzzword these days is maker, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So when I first saw your name, Hendersonville Arts Council, I thought, oh, that sounds fancy. That must be maybe retired folks who have lovely art collections in their home and they maybe govern something. That was my misconception on the front end. It is so not that. It's so accessible, and it's not geared toward retired. Who do you serve?
We attempt to serve the entire community, ages 6 to 65, 70. If you're interested in learning how to paint, draw, sketch, be creative in general, we have plenty of resources at your disposal. We are housed in a 200-plus-year-old historic home. It's on the National Registry, so we can also provide a little history to you when you visit the venue as well.
Lots of beautiful walls to hang your creations on, I saw.
Plenty of places to hang art. There's 5 parlors. We have hung over 150 pieces for just one show in particular. Generally, when we do our student show every year, which has been going on for 40 years, we have over 100 pieces in that as well, because it embodies all the public schools.
So a student show means students from the schools as opposed to students of the Hendersonville Arts Council classes.
Exactly. It's high school and middle school students exhibit with us every spring in a big art competition. We give cash awards. Businesses make award donations as well. So it's a great community effort to recognize the talent.
Very cool. There's something special about, sure, we all, well, I say we all doodle. I don't know if we all doodle, but a lot of people draw or make something or write a little song or play with art, so to speak. And they don't share it even with their friends and family because they think, oh, it's not good enough. It's my amateur little thing. When in reality, when you show someone what you've made or when you stumble across something that a friend of yours has made, that's all insight into a whole other part of that person's interest and abilities and vulnerabilities. So I would think a show, a multi-age show or multi-school show would be very valuable.
Absolutely, and we receive a lot of recognition from the media in the community. We also list all the winners every year after the competition. So, you know, if you play a sport, you'll probably see your name in the paper if you scored a goal or a basket. Well, we feel the same recognition should be for the kids in the art community here in Sumner County as well.
I love that. So if someone watching this show right now, for example, says, I want to learn how to paint better, draw better, sculpt better, do paper mache, all of those things, does the person have to live in Hendersonville to get involved?
No, not at all. We're in an interesting place in Hendersonville. We're off of Center Point Road, which there's Goodlettsville, Madison, and Hendersonville all intersect at Center Point Road. So we get a lot of students from Davidson County. We even get students as far as Robertson County as well. Springfield is an especially popular city where we get a lot of students from. We also have students from Mount Juliet. So we really kind of encompass Middle Tennessee region as a whole. If you can get to us, our door's open to you.
That should be your tagline. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I think every nonprofit has a major need for funding. And as you know, public channels like NECAT, we can't solicit funds on our channels. That's against the law. So other than funding, what do you need? How could someone who's watching this show right now, how can they help you?
We accept volunteers, and we always look at what skills the volunteer has or what they want to build on. So we're always in need of extra hands at the Hendersonville Arts Council, and we can also use just people to participate. Come learn a little history about Sumner County by coming into the house. Come engage in the art. We bring international, national, and regional artists to exhibit at the Arts Council. Maybe enjoy a concert, because really just being there and participating helps us tremendously.
Tell me about your concerts.
Our concerts used to be a series, and we used to focus on jazz artists, but now we're consolidating to one date in late August, and we're trying to feature the roots and the heritage of Middle Tennessee. So we might have Americana, we might have bluegrass, we might have roots, we might even have jazz if that was presented here in Middle Tennessee. So that's been going on for about a decade now. It's very popular, and we try and make it free to the community.
I love that. You know, a lot of people think that there's limited time to help all of the cool nonprofits that are out there in the world, you know? And if my choices are an animal rescue type organization or hunger or an illness, I mean, this is almost a rhetorical question because you know I'm way into the arts, but how do you hold the arts to the same level of value for a community as these other integral, important services that nonprofits provide? How do we, compete's not the right word, but how can we be perceived at the same level of importance as a medical or a rescue type
Sure.
service?
Well, it all goes to our quality of life, and it also helps out, especially with students. There are a ton of studies out there that have shown that children that engage in the arts have more successful careers. There's actually a study done by Michigan State University that showed that students that engage in the arts up until they're teenagers have higher success rates in entrepreneurship, innovation, and even science. So people don't realize that the arts can translate to multiple facets in their lives, but they do. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. I agree completely. I'm sort of preaching to the choir and having you preach right back to the choir, but I agree completely that the arts are invaluable. I was very impressed when you gave me the tour. You've referenced children a few times here, and so I know you can start at Hendersonville Arts Council at a young age, but it's not really just children.
Correct. There are, we have retirees that come in and they've picked up a paintbrush in their retirement, and they come in Tuesdays through Thursdays and they paint and create right there in the house. We have a sunroom, we have an outdoor pavilion, we even use the kitchen if it's too cold as an art studio. I actually just opened up a whole new space in the facility, and we're looking to rent it out for more artists to be able to come in and do their arts right there with us, as we're also handling the business of the Arts Council right next door to them.
That's great. You have a board, I assume?
Yes, 12 members.
Cool. And are they artists?
Some are artists. It's a mix. It's business owners, entrepreneurs, teachers, retirees, real estate agents. It's a real nice mix of people. And they all have a passion for the arts, and that's why they are there volunteering their time to participate on the board.
I'm Sandy Kandros, and I've been teaching at Hendersonville Arts Council since the mid-1970s. I teach an after-school program here on Mondays and Wednesdays, and also teach at Hendersonville High School full-time. We do a collective, different types of art here. Usually with the younger ones, I start them out with basic drawing, and even our older kids, the high school kids, we get a variety of drawing and painting, sculpting, paper mache, clay. We do some printmaking, watercolors. It covers pretty much everything that, as a young person, you ought to get a little taste of with the arts. The ones I have on Monday are usually 3rd and 4th graders. We have another teacher that comes in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they teach the younger ones. I teach 3rd grade up through high school here. Well, I started teaching at the Bradford House when I first moved to Tennessee. So it's switched around here, but I've been under many directors. Well, we feel in Hendersonville that it is a big part of our community, and Daniel, who is our director here, has really beefed up this program to where he's allowing the people of Hendersonville to know where we are and what we teach, and we usually have full classes here during the week and also during the summertime. We have a lot of students that are from out of the county come here, and a lot of our students are homeschool students who don't receive art or get a chance to take it when they're in the elementary grades and in high school. I've had some of these students since they've been 6 years old, and I get them all the way up through high school, so they're kind of my babies. The confidence building that we see when we start them out young so they don't learn to trace or be a perfectionist, since most people feel like you ought to stay all within the lines, we give these kids a real good sense of freedom, give them a little topic so they can expand on their own and be creative. And I've seen students, I have a girl now who's just graduating. I had her start here and when she was 6 years old, and she's now graduating, and she's almost on a full ride to Chicago Art Institute. And she's done very well and gained a lot of confidence through the years.
My name is Zoe Cothran, and I'm 16 years old. I have been an artist ever since I can remember. I like to make cartoons, and I'm better at animals, drawing animals, than I am at people. I use a lot of different mediums in art. Right now, I just finished a print in my art class at school on linoleum. And right now in my after-school art class here, I've been working on a scratch board where you just scratch out the lights and darks on a black page, and it comes out with the different tones and tints. The scratchboard canvas it's like a black sheet of paper that kind of has like a matte finish, and you scratch away at it. It's like those little kid things that you scratch away and it's like tie-dye underneath, but mine is like silver underneath. I hope to become an animator one day, yeah. To become an animator in my future. I've seen SCAD, and SCAD seems pretty nice, but it's very expensive. I'd like to go there, but SCAD is a college down in Georgia. There's one in Atlanta and one in Savannah, and it's one of the leading colleges for animation careers. So, art is important to me because it's just something fun to do to take your mind off of stress with school and life in general, I guess. Just something you can sit down and do for a few hours and be proud of yourself.
Grayson June Mize, and I am nine and a half years old. I usually just like to paint. Well, at Sea Star, there are these really cool suns hanging up, and I'm the one that painted those suns. There's 21 suns, and they are so cool. I have no idea what the first piece of art I ever made is, but the best piece of art, it's hanging up in my room. It's something I made for my father on Father's Day last year, and it's a really cool painting of some mountains in the background. It's like a blend of blue, purple, and white, and then there's water coming in, and then some trees in the very front. So that's the full ground. The middle ground is the lake, and the background is the sky and mountains. Art is very important because I think that it inspires you, and it helps kids learn how to be entertained and learn how to not have fear in something that it's sometimes hard, but you just have to take courage in yourself. I like hanging here because, well, I like seeing the pieces of art hung up, and some of them I'm really impressed with, and sometime when I grow up, I hope I get to do some piece that's really good, and it's just like one of these. And my art teacher is amazing.
Dan, what's the hardest part about your job?
Arts are a hard sell. So I spend a lot of time researching and trying to advocate and find that common ground with people and how the arts can provide quality to their life and enhance the quality of their lives. And I've been really happy that since I've been there for the past 3.5 years that everything has grown. Our arts after school programs have grown, our summer camps have grown, and most recently I've actually grown the arts after school program into the public school system. So now for the first time of the organization, we have free arts after school classes at Gene Brown Elementary School there in Sumner County. It's free for the children. Most of them come from single family homes, and they have a hard time coming to our venue to participate. So it's right there immediately after school. The parents are very appreciative because they can come right after work at 5:30, pick up their kids, and they had an educationally enriching class after school.
You just took me back about more than 40 years when you said that. I'm from a small town in Tennessee, and we didn't have a regular art teacher. We didn't have a full-time art teacher in elementary school. And I don't remember the regularity with which we got to see the traveling art teacher, but in my mind, in my adult mind, it was probably every other month. And Ms. Sims would come, Vivian Sims, and the whole elementary school just lit up with excitement. And she would go from room to room, and she always opened with, you take a piece of paper and you fold it in half. And every kid in Giles County could tell you that sentence from her. What an impact that woman had on my love of drawing and colors and painting and all of those things, but mostly the confidence that she instilled in me and nurtured in me that I could make something. Sure, of course you can draw. People who say they can't make art, that's insane.
Right.
You may not be able to draw the thing the way you want to draw the thing, but it's still art what you make. And I am so grateful that you not only do what you do at the house, but that you take it into the schools to expose kids to that exact enlightenment of, yes, I can make something. When a community cares what you're doing, there's nothing better.
Absolutely.
What's the best thing about your job?
The best thing about my job, seeing the results. Having a child participate in our camp and then being told that they just received a 6-figure scholarship offer to a college in Chicago.
What?
That to me is incredibly satisfying. And then to even take it a step further, we provide scholarships to some of the underserved kids in our community to engage in our camp and arts after school programs. And this child in particular was a recipient of a scholarship because she couldn't afford the classes. And then a year later, I heard that she received a 6-figure scholarship offer to a college in Chicago. So that to me is immensely satisfying to see direct results from our programs.
We were young, we were free. We were young, we were free. We were young, free. Love should be 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 free.
So we've now entered the portion of the conversation where it's a game.
Okay.
I have my red card because red means fast. This is the speed round of questions for you, Dan.
Okay.
I want you to just, the first thing that pops into your mind, that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
I'm
You ready?
Yes.
Speed round with Dan. Here we go. What age is the right age to make art?
There is no right age. My son is starting at 2 years old. So
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci.
Who sculpted Musica?
Oh gosh. Next. It's a speed round, right?
It's speed round,
I can
exactly.
pass.
Alan LeQuire. What word do you say at work more than any other word?
Thank you.
What is art?
A 3-letter word.
What room do you laugh in at work?
The kitchen.
What room do you cry in at work?
My office.
What's the mark you want the Hendersonville Arts Council to make on the world?
Just to never go away, to always be there and have it be a topic of conversation throughout the community.
And what's your website?
HendersonvilleArts.org.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Trish.
That's
It was
great.
fun.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
It's our Nashville. It's our Nashville.
It's our